we are back for a new episode of Discovering the History. Today we are going to talk about war profiteering. And to do so, I am joined by Luca, an economist that will show us why a company would do such a thing. I am also with Santiago, a member of a company that was accused from war profiteering during the World War II. Finally, we have Lautaro, a journalist who will explain us the scandal that is produced on the society. Now, the majority of you probably is thinking, what exactly is war profiteering? Well, war profiteering is the action of gaining some type of advantage from the war, typically an economical one. A common example could be selling weapons or military supplies at inflated prices to nations when they are desperate. But it doesn't end there. It can also involve gaining advantage from product shortage or making decisions so that the war lasts longer, just to keep making money. The term became very popular during the World War II, when some companies took advantage from that and make a lot of money, while the majority of the people were suffering. This contrast between profit and sacrifice is what makes war profiteering such a controversial and moral issue. Now, Luca, what do you have to tell us?
Well, when we look back at the Second World War, we can see that the most economic winners of this war were the American companies. And when the war ended, Europe and Asia lay in ruins, while US factories stood stronger than ever. This gave American corporations a unique advantage to dominate reconstruction and global trade, establishing the US as the world's economic leader. In short, World War II wasn't only a military victory, it was the moment when American businesses secured its place at the center of the global economy.
Well, thank you very much, Luca. It's your turn, Santiago. I hand over to you now.
Well, as the CEO of Ford Motor Company, saying that Ford was accused or is accused of war profiteering is more of an insult because it produced more planes during the war than the other companies around Germany or the Axis. So when the President of the United States said that he needed a army of democracy, Henry Ford was the only one that stood up and offered himself or his company to help in this World War II. So it was like profiteering because all the money that we gained from production was reinvested to technology and far more complex ways of doing planes and trying to do it right, because there wasn't any other company that could do it better than Ford. We were the ones that made cars and trucks for the USA. We even put the country on wheels. So there wasn't any other company close to us to hold that big of a deal with the United States. So when we started building the B-29 bombers that the USA sent to Germany, it wasn't just about profiteering. Making those was worth a lot of money because we had to get aluminum, steel, engines, and miles of wiring to just make them fly right. And as well, we had to build cities around our production centers because we had to hold all the power of production that our workers needed, because it wasn't easy to build those planes. Our factories built one B-29 bomber every single hour. It wasn't just about money, it was about winning the war. So yeah, it's an insult to say that we were gaining money from the World War II. It wasn't like that.
Convincing, Santiago. Now, to end with this beautiful episode, we have Lautaro.
When we think about the Second World War, one of the most controversial issues is war profiteering by some companies. For ordinary people, this often caused anger and a sense of betrayal, while citizens lived in rations, shortage, and fear, and soldiers risked their lives. The idea that businesses were making extraordinary profits seemed to feel, or how can I say, wake another emotions such as fear and unfair situations. Well, of course, many industries were essential for survival, producing weapons, vehicles, and other supplies. When they did so responsible, they were praised as patriotic contributors. But when companies charged excessive prices or benefits more than they sacrificed, society saw them as profiteers. In the end, the reaction was not only about money, but about morally and justice. People believed that in a time of crisis, no one should take advantage of human suffering. Firmness and solidarity were crucial for unity on the home front. And profiteering threatened that. This is why both then and now the idea of companies profiteering from war still provokes outrage and distrust.
The idea of war profiteering is not only present in history, but also in literature. A very clear example is Arthur Miller's play All Masons. In the play, Miller explores how a family business is confronted with the moral consequences of having made profits during the wartime. Through the characters, he raises questions about responsibility, justice, and the ethical limits of pursuing economic gain in the middle of a conflict. What made the play so powerful is that it shows war profiteering not just as a political or economical issue, but as something that directly affects families, relationships, and society as a whole. In this way, Miller invites the audience to reflect on the hidden costs of profit when it is placed above human values. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you in the next episode.
It starts with
one thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on, didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried.